Filmmakers are inherently hard to buy for, but if you need some holiday gift ideas, I'm your guy. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to NBC Arts. On this channel we talk about filmmaking gear, tips, and tutorials, and today we are talking about 5 gifts that you can get for a filmmaker in your life under $100. Now, before we get into this video, I am recording this in a slightly different way than we've been recording these videos before. Let me know if you can guess when we will be doing a future video on it soon. Now, as we all know, camera gear is very expensive. The holidays can be kind of a stressful time for everybody, especially this year given our current circumstances with COVID-19, and filmmakers are especially hard to shop for, especially now when there's so many new great cameras coming out that I'm sure have made it on all of our Christmas lists. Now, not everybody can splurge for those kind of things, so today I'm going to give you 5 gift ideas that are under $100 that you can go and get for your filmmaker that they will definitely love. Now, this list is not going to be full of those knickknacks that filmmakers usually get, like the camera lens coffee mug, which I have never received. Ever. But it's going to be filled with some things that filmmakers can actually use, and I'm going to kind of try and go through like each of the categories that I think are pretty important for a filmmaker besides a camera, because those can be pretty expensive. Some things are kind of more expensive than others, and I'm going to try and keep them all under $100, but there are going to be a couple of things on this list that are a little bit more. Now, the first thing on this list is going to actually be a lens. I know, shocker, because lenses are inherently pretty expensive, especially those ingenue, like easy zooms, those cinema zooms, and if you really love your filmmaker and want to spend 50 grand or more on them, that's what I would definitely recommend. But for the most of us that can't afford a $50,000 lens for Christmas, one of these will actually become in handy to every filmmaker. And that is the Canon 50mm f1.8, the Nifty 50. Now, this lens is absolutely awesome. Every filmmaker should have this in their kit, whether you're doing just pictures or you're doing video or whatever. This thing is absolutely an awesome addition to your kit. It's an f1.8 aperture, so it's super fast, 50mm, so it's a pretty standard focal length, whether you're on like a full frame camera or a APS-C camera, and that is a huge benefit for this lens because it can cover both, because the image circle on the back is made to cover both. Now, this lens can definitely be useful to your seasoned filmmaker, but it is especially useful for the filmmaker just starting out, because most of us start out with a kit lens, not the fastest aperture in the world, not the sharpest lens in the world, and this is definitely an upgrade that I would recommend. Now, that lens is about $125 new, and if you own the new RF system, they did just come out with the RF version of that lens for about $200. So you are going to have to stretch the $100 limit just by a little bit, but it's definitely worth it for that lens. Or you can go buy the Yongnuo version for about $50 on Amazon, which is still a good lens, but not as good as the Canon one. Now, if your filmmaker friend already has that lens, or you want to get them something a little bit different, vintage glass is definitely a way to go. Now, there's a lot of different types of vintage lenses out there, ranging from like Canon FD to a Contax Zeiss or whatever, but most of them come in pretty cheap, but some can be more expensive. But a tried and true lens that everybody should probably have in their kit, just because it's so cheap, why not? And that is a Helios lens. Now, this is the 44M4 version of that lens, but a lot of people like the 44-2 version of the Helios 58mm, and this thing is absolutely awesome. It gets that classic swirly bokeh, just an all-around awesome lens. You can adapt it to basically any mirrorless camera or even any DSLR. You can get like a little Canon mount. This comes with an M42 mount. This is a Sony E-mount adapter because I used to run Sony, but it just has a little M42 mount on the back, and you can get any adapter that you would like for it. It's all manual focus, so you don't have to worry about kind of compatibility with different cameras, especially with like cinema cameras or whatever, and this thing is amazing. But if you do want to spend some extra cash, Iron Glass Adapters is doing a rehoused version of these lenses into like a cinema housing, and those lenses are absolutely amazing. Now, they are $1,000, but if you have that kind of cash and you want to kind of give your filmmaker friend a absolutely great Christmas present surprise, I would definitely go for that. Next up on the list is lighting, and now you can never have too many lights. I'm using about 6 of them to light me right now, but all of these lights that I'm using in this scene do kind of come over the $100 mark, but there are 3 lights that I would recommend getting for a filmmaker under $100. All 3 of them do come from my favorite light manufacturer, Aperture, and that is the MC, the MX, and the M9. Now these lights aren't going to be kind of the big soft boxes that everybody uses, or these RGB tube lights in the back. They're actually lights about the size of a credit card, but they do pack a punch, especially the Aperture MC. So the Aperture MC is the most expensive out of the bunch, but it is the one that I would recommend the most because it comes with really useful features like RGB and lighting effects, along with just your standard tungsten and daylight balance kind of light values. This light can be used in a ton of situations where you're using a backlight, or if you're in kind of a pinch in a hotel room and you need a light for one of those vlogs, it is absolutely killer for that. Now the next thing on the list is something that a lot of people really don't think about for Christmas, and something that filmmakers absolutely hate spending their money on, especially me. Now, I'm perfectly fine with spending over $2 grand on a lens, and I can justify that purchase, but when I gotta buy this certain item, it kind of just, it's not as fun, right? And that item that I am talking about is Gaff Tape. Now, this may seem like a really odd thing to get a filmmaker, but Gaff Tape is used absolutely everywhere in the filmmaking kind of sphere. I have some from Impact here, and then I have these spike tapes that I also got, and I kind of keep them on this like little bungee cord so I can kind of keep them all together. But this is such a useful tool, and filmmakers are running out of it constantly just because it is used that much. And this stuff is not expensive. It's like under 50 bucks. I think I got all 5 of these rolls for like under 50 bucks, including the bungee cord here. And you can find this stuff on B&H. Now, you can't go to your hardware store, your local like Home Depot or whatever to find this stuff, and you will have to kind of order it from specialty stores on like B&H or whatever, or if you have like a camera shop near you. But this is an absolutely invaluable purchase, and I'm sure your filmmaker friend will love it, especially for like a small gift from a friend. Now, the next thing on this list is not one particular item, and you will probably have to ask your filmmaker friend what they actually need, but it is grip equipment. Now, grip equipment can range from a lot of things, right? Whether it's a C-stand, a combo stand, or a Maffalini clamp, or whatever you have, but a lot of the grip equipment is extremely useful to filmmakers on set, and having a good set of clamps that can kind of, do it all will definitely help you when rigging up lights, let's say in an office, on stands, or wherever you may be. I have one here. This is just kind of a grip head. It's used for like C-stands and stuff like that. It's used to hold like boom poles. I have like a little boom buddy on here and stuff like that. You can use this thing for a lot of different applications, but they have like Maffalini clamps, duck clamps, and a lot of these things come in under $100 and will definitely come in handy when on set for any of your filmmaker friends. Now, the last category on this is software. Now, every person is different in what kind of software they use, whether it be Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro X, DaVinci Resolve, and all those kind of come with a different set of plugins that are used for them and stuff like that. But plugins and other software to kind of enhance their editing software is a great gift for filmmakers. Now, what I would recommend doing is kind of giving them gift cards to whatever website they want to go buy stuff off of, and if those websites don't offer gift cards, a nice Visa gift card will do just fine for this. But software is such a great thing to get around the holidays because there's usually a lot of great deals going around, especially on Black Friday and through the month of December usually. Now, this doesn't have to be just limited to plugins. Digital assets like music and VFX templates or whatever else you want to get are really, really great. I would definitely recommend stuff from Triune Digital, the Film Riot guys. They make some awesome stuff. I bought their extinction pack. I bought a music pack from them. I bought some of their LUTs and stuff, and it's just really, really great. They offer some really, really cool stuff, especially when you're making movies. So that's about it for me. Those were 5 gift ideas that you can give to your filmmaker friend for the holidays, or even give to yourself if you're your own filmmaker friend like me. I need friends, definitely need friends. Well guys, that is about it for me. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, leave a like and a comment down below. If you want to see more from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single video I produce. And as always, I will see everybody in the next video. See you later.